Hey, Libra, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your September 2025 bonus reading. Today, we are going to dive into the sacred shifts and divine gifts that are unfolding for you, along with messages from your spiritual helpers. Now, Libra, we have officially entered eclipse season. This is a time when the universe hits the reset button. Eclipses can bring faded changes, revelations, and opportunities to release what no longer serves you so that you can align more fully with your soul's true path. So let's see what is opening up for you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful energy here, Libra. You are being asked to nurture yourself and those that you love this month. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Libra, that is you. This is also about practical and wise advice. Now, you may be someone that people look up to. People may come to you for practical and wise advice, but this can also be someone that you are connecting with in the month of September. Perhaps this is a teacher, a healer. This could be a trusted loved one, like a mother or a sister or a friend of yours. But I feel like you are bringing more joy and happiness into your energy field. Now, towards the end of the month, Libra, we enter your season. So happy birthday to those of you sun sign Librans out there. You are someone who has matured over the years. You have done a lot of growing, Libra. You've done a lot of healing. And I see that you are someone who is very generous. You're someone very generous of your time, with your resources, even with that beautiful heart of yours. I feel like you are being practical here around finances. There are opportunities to perhaps increase your finances. I see that there's some really beautiful opportunities coming in here, and you are creating a sense of stability within your own self. This is internal stability that flows out into your outer world. Now, the Queen of Pentacles also focuses on her health. So perhaps you are taking a look at health regimes, perhaps patterns that maybe fell off the bandwagon, or introducing some new classes or some new techniques that help you feel your best, Libra. The Queen of Pentacles has worked hard for her material world to be abundant, to be beautiful. And I'm also seeing some of you changing up your living arrangements. Now, you could be renovating a part of your home. Perhaps you are cleaning out a room or even clearing space. I'm getting this strong energy of detoxification. So perhaps you are clearing the clutter, Libra. I mean, this could be mental clutter, but it could be physical clutter. You may be going through your closets, going through your drawers, maybe going through your refrigerator, doing a little bit of fall cleaning here. And I see that you are happy. You're generally, Libra, a happy person. And it does look, though, that you have had some situations that you've gone through in the past that have left you feeling a bit disappointed or a little bit disheartened, perhaps over health or finances. But I see that as we approach Libra season, things are really starting to amp up for you. And I feel this is a good energy. Right below the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Star. And the Star comes after the Tower. So I don't see the Tower in your reading today, but I see that some of you may have had a Tower moment in the past. And you may have even had like a slow sliding tower, meaning that things may have lasted a little bit longer. It wasn't one just hit that you had taken. It feels like this is, little bits and pieces of disappointment may have started to add up to something bigger, but you are on the mends here. There's a dream that is manifesting for you. You are being guided, Libra, to believe in yourself because there is a bright future ahead, and you are starting to really see the magic that exists within you, within life, within, your personal story. And it says the end of a difficult situation. Yeah, that's what the star is bringing in. And if you have felt somewhere in your material world, whether this is career, whether this is your health, your body, your home, if there has been a loss even, or a relationship change that has affected your happiness, I feel like that is coming to a close, where you're opening up a new door. There's a new beginning here, Libra. So I'm excited to jump into your reading here. I just heard the name Rob. Okay, Rob or Robert could be significant here. And I'm also hearing a vacuum. I mean, that could pertain to the clean up. Maybe some of you are cleaning something up in your life. Maybe, again, detoxification could take place in many different areas of your life. And the vacuum is, cleaning something up that may have been a little bit messy. Now, your spiritual helpers that are showing up for you this month, you have Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene brings in with her the inner teacher. The teacher awakens. Libra, this is about you having something important to share. You may have a story. You have gifts. You are here to inspire others through your own internal inspirations here. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you, because it feels like you were on a path. This is what I'm getting. I'm actually seeing a train that it's derailed. Like, it feels like this train went off track, but somewhere along the lines, the train's getting back on the track here and realigning. So this could be your chakra systems. This could be in any area where you felt like that train kind of went off track for a bit, and you have learned during the time that train was derailed. That's when some of your biggest learning took place. That's when some of your biggest healing took place. And I see that you are really listening to that intuitive knowing here. You're such a strong nurturer. Some of you are caregivers. You may be parents. Perhaps you are taking care of your own parents. I see that you are a teacher, and you may even be called to connect to an individual in the month of September who could be teaching you some very important lessons. Now, sometimes our biggest teachers are our children. Sometimes they are our family members. They can be our lovers, and they can also be teachers that we find online or, in the classroom. So be open to where learning comes through. But I also see here that Mary Magdalene is reminding you that you have come a long way, and there's something here that's getting back on track here for you. That's the message I keep getting, is back on track. So I like that. Next, you have White Eagle. Ooh, some of you may have some shamanic roots or ties to your indigenous lands. This is about your ancestors. Ancestor spirit is connecting you to your lineage. There's a family wound or a pattern that can now be healed. Wow. Some of you, it has taken many, many years. This may be a wound between you and a parent, you and a sibling, you and your own children. I see here that you may have struggled with a partnership even. And I see that this is about self-love. Your ancestors are coming in saying you have the ability to break out of the patterns that you may have avoided or that you may have been born into. I believe that we choose our family prior to incarnating into this lifetime. And sometimes we may question, why on earth, Mel, would I choose to be in this family dynamic when all they've done is hurt me, or there's been traumas, or there has been, deep, deep pain that you've carried with you. And sometimes these are karmic, sometimes these are past life connections, but your soul was prepared to evolve. And that's exactly what you are doing. And you have come so far on your journey. And that's what your ancestors want you to know. And I see that you are mending bridges. You are healing. You are getting back on track here when it comes to self-love and family dynamics. I'm actually seeing the 10 of Cups. I I'm just going to look and see if we have that down here. I'm seeing you embracing a 10 of Cups energy. 10 of Cups is, happily ever after. Now, it doesn't always, happen where it goes from A to Z and everything is fine in between it. Even in the fairy tales, there's a climax, right? There's a period of, wow, a plot twist. There's a lot happening here. But ultimately, at the end, it feels like you are feeling emotionally fulfilled and satisfied and feeling empowered here by how far you have come. You've done some work. You've taken accountability. Now, lastly, you have Bridget. I love the energy here of Bridget. She is fiery. She has this flaming red hair. There is a fire, a spark that is reignited within you, and it comes right in time for your season, Libra. She brings in with her inner strength and is reminding you to move back into that space of wholeness. I believe Virgo also received Bridget, and some of you are Virgo cuspers, or perhaps you have some Virgo in your chart. And it says, recognize that you have the power. Recognize that you hold the power here. And I see that there's something deep within you that is resurfacing. There's this fire about you. There's this flame, this passion, this go-getter type of energy that is coming up within you, where maybe that was suppressed because you were dealing with some healing. But you have this Queen of Pentacles showing up with that star, and I definitely feel like there's an end coming to some sort of hardship. And Bridget is guiding you, even if there's still some potholes, even if there's still some bumps in the road, even if that train is still feeling a bit derailed. It just feels like you're getting back on track because there's something internally that is shifting, that is happening for you on a more spiritual level. And you're going to see it flowing out into your outer world, because many of you are jumping into, maybe not jumping, it's not like it's out of the blue, happens quickly, although it may. We'll talk about that here in a moment, but it does feel like there is a huge shift in momentum, a huge shift in energy, a huge shift in your life. You have 3 out of 6 major arcanas. So this is a huge monumental milestone that you are hitting here, coming up in, well, this month. So what does your higher self want you to know? What is that voice of yours telling you? You have here the Hermit. This is an epiphany. This is an aha moment. Joy through spiritual growth. This is what we've been talking about. Be a light to others, Libra. Answers that come through meditation. Many of you are not only activating your spiritual gifts, but your spiritual gifts are heightened, meaning you are highly, highly sensitive at this time to energies around you. You are receiving divine downloads through your dreams, while you're washing the dishes, while you're taking a shower, while you are in meditation, while you are out in nature. So it feels like you are finding that peace everywhere you go, which is beautiful. You're able to tap in everywhere you go, which also creates this sense of safety. It creates this sense of security that is being held up with this Queen of Pentacles, because when you are feeling an inner sense of security within, no matter what is happening in the outer world, you know that you're safe, you know that you're protected, and you are going to be okay. Now, some of you have taken a lot of time to work on your own inner self. Perhaps you've been in hermit mode for quite some time here, kind of doing your own thing. Maybe you have been, in this learning and this healing and this integration process here, where it feels like you are a light and you are being asked to maybe step out of that hermit phase and be that guiding light in some way, to step up into your purpose, into your passion here, into your part of your mission. And I see that People are attracted to that light of yours, Libra, and some of you are connecting with, or you will be meeting with, new people. I see new energy showing up after a period of maybe a little bit of isolation, right? Maybe a small period of kind of keeping to yourself, doing your own thing here, but it wasn't without purpose. You had to go through this period because you have been shifting. Yes, you have. And there's a lot of joy coming in here because you have done the work, and this is you being guided, and you're releasing. It's a 9 energy. September is a 9 month. 9s are completions, accomplishments. They're also 9 also brings in the energy of service and even solitude. So this is a month where you're wrapping something up that's been difficult. Now, what's the block or the blind spot? The high priestess. There's your intuition here. So sometimes when life gets noisy, right? When sometimes we have a lot going on, our own intuitive awareness can kind of be pushed down. And sometimes as we are working on healing and undergoing some massive changes, we have fear creep in. I mean, that's a natural part of our human experience, is fear, right? Fear is something we all feel from time to time. There is no shame in that, but you are recognizing here the difference between intuition and fear. And I've been talking about this a lot lately. You probably already heard me talk about this, Libra, where many people are asking, how do I know the difference? What is the difference between fear and intuition? And how do I know if it's my intuition saying this? Because fear is restricting. Fear limits us. Fear can be very loud, and fear can be very singular, very focused here on one specific thing that's causing us to kind of shrink within our energy field, within our light. And intuition can be more subtle. It can be more calm, but it's more expansive within the body. And this is allowing you to open up to possibilities. It's allowing you to feel more supported, even if what your intuition is giving you is challenging, right? It allows you to say, okay, I can take this breath and I can open up because I know that there may be, another option for me. And so I feel like you have the wisdom to know the difference here. You're tapping into your own intuitive gifts. This is about powerful psychic insights that are coming through here. And for some of you, the ego may have been blocking these psychic insights, or the external noise may have been blocking, but you are flying high here with your intuitive abilities this month. So trust in them. You may even be taking classes or learning more about your own gifts or your own talents. You may have some important information that comes through, again, through reflection or meditation, but this is very valuable information that is going to help you feel more at peace. It's going to help you feel more calm. And ultimately, that is your intuition. So I like this coming up. Now that you're able to see through it, it feels like there was a little bit of a block because spirit was changing things or shifting the energy, saying, all right, Libra, it's time to level up. But sometimes when we are about to hit that next level up, we grasp on to everything around us because we don't know where it's taking us. And so you may have been grasping at straws here or hanging on to something, because sometimes hanging on to something is better than the free fall, right? And I see that you're trusting, you're saying, okay, I am surrendering to change, because change is the only thing that is constant in our lives. Change is inevitable. And I feel like you have changed, but perhaps there was an old version of you that you were hanging on to, grasping, maybe an old relationship or an old thought pattern or a belief or a fear or disappointment. And I feel like that may have been kind of holding back or blocking a little bit of that intuitive knowing from coming through, helping you step up into that next level. So what is the mirror? How is this being reflected in your life? The King of Wands. Oh, wow. King of Wands energy is powerful. This tells me that You are either attracting a King of Wands or you yourself are embracing this archetype. And when the King of Wands shows up, he is fun. He's very generous. So how interesting, on the Queen of Pentacles, you have the word generous up at the top, and here on the King of Wands, you have the word generous. So if this is a partnership here, it feels like both of you are very generous within each other's energy fields, meaning there's reciprocity, there's a match, there's a connection here. And for those of you that may be going through a bit of a struggle or a challenge with a King of Wands, it feels like that energy is, being released in some way, which I'll share in just a moment. But the King of Wands, for those of you, if this is someone new or if it's your own archetype that you are embracing, this is inspirational energy. He is someone who marches to the beat of his own drum. He's very passionate, very goal-oriented. You are being guided to keep your eye on the big picture, Libra. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success. Yeah, this is a genuine concern for others, and you being able to fully embody your own concern for your own self, even, right? By taking care of you, taking care of your health, taking care of your mind, and taking care of others. Many of you Librans out there, you are caregivers in some way. You're being guided to be of service in some way. That is caring for others. And I see that you are activating this feeling within you. Some of you may be traveling. There could be real estate transactions happening here. This is about you influencing. Perhaps you are an influencer, Libra, and you are being guided to put yourself out there, share your knowledge. That is a form of caring for others. And for those of you that are attracting this king, I just feel like there's experience that both of you have gone through, and you actually come together, and it is a beautiful, mature relationship where you're concerned for each other when you both go through the highs and you both go through the lows. There's this energy of big picture thinking with this individual. So I like this for you. Now, for those of you who this King of Wands isn't in their highest self, when they are feeding the ego versus feeding the heart, sometimes the King of Wands can be someone who's stubborn, someone who's inflexible, maybe bossy, someone who's dominant in your life, maybe someone who thinks they're better than you. This energy is not sustainable because you are very mature, you're very practical. And when the ego feeds into the King of Wands, you wash your hands of it. You're like, I have to have the inner strength here to move back into wholeness and recognize that I have the power here to manifest change. And you absolutely do. So what is the shift? What's the shift here for you? What needs to be released or even embraced in order to receive the gift? You have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands can be overcoming obstacles. It can be carrying a lot, Libra. And here's another 9. Look at that. You have double 9 showing up. So 9 is a completion month for you as we embark upon Libra season, new beginnings. It says, stay determined. Stay determined here, Libra. You are so close to a huge breakthrough is what I'm getting. A huge epiphany. I mean, that's what your higher self wants you to know. The Hermit is bringing in epiphany. This is happening. This is Virgo's energy here. So I feel like it's happening this Virgo season. Now, the Nine of Wands is saying, stay determined. You have spiritual strength that is helping you through some of these obstacles because that star is bringing in the end of difficulty here. A lot of healing that you have been going through. Be prepared for any possibility. So open up to possibility here. This also speaks of environmental activism here. Some of you may be wanting to help the planet, raise awareness. I'm getting nonprofit here. This could also be sustainable living, farming, planting, gardening. You may be working with more non-toxic products. You may be creating non-toxic products or things that people can eat, things that people can take, supplements. It could even be creating soaps or candles or whatever it may be, skincare products, hair products, deodorant. You may be looking at all of these things because it's helping you feel better. And some of you have healed or been working on healing from your own health issues. That Queen of Pentacles, she is very focused on her health and being conscious of it. And a lot of you are getting back into a routine where you're feeling a lot healthier, right? Back on track with health, back on track with your spiritual goals here as well, or spiritual maybe routines or practices, because the wands can represent our fire, our spirit. And as Bridget reminds you, you're moving back into wholeness. So creating this sense of wholeness in your world and allowing yourself to rise above the challenges. You are someone who is very generous. So see the big picture of things, leave the details here to others. What I'm getting for that, Libra, is try not to be so overwhelmed in some of the smaller tasks that you lose sight of the big picture. That's the message I'm getting with leave the details to others. So you may still be looking at the details. I feel like you're great at multitasking and organizing, Libra, but try not to get so caught up in some of the small things. It's that whole phrase, try not to make, an anthill, turn an anthill into a molehill. So try not to allow those small things to kind of push you over the edge or, pile up. So it could even be attending to some of the things that you need to now so that you can have fun come Libra season, because it feels like there is responsibility here. The Queen of Pentacles is very responsible. She is the one who looks after the household, and she may have a job and children and grocery shopping and paying the bills. She does it all. And I see here that this could be a practical time for you where it's not always, doing the fun stuff, but you may be guided to tackle some of those smaller things so they don't accumulate and then you feel so overwhelmed that you have a lot going on. This is about staying organized, use your time efficiently, and, you're going to really be glowing is the message I'm getting. So what's the gift? What's waiting on the other side of the shift? Three of Swords. This is a release of disappointment. Release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time is healing. Time has healed a lot of your own wounds, your own insecurities here, your own doubt. I feel like you have taken that epiphany, right? Or that Virgo energy of the Hermit. You've gone through that. You may be currently going through it here, and Spirit is saying you are and will continue growing and releasing. That's why that star is showing up here, because there's been some pain. I won't sugarcoat it. Three of Swords is not always the fun energy to deal with. It is life's pain. It's life's heartache. It's painful truths. It's separation. It's sorrow. It's grief. But this tells me that you are healing the unresolved emotional pain that may have caused you to, feel closed off from your own intuition, from your own self, causing you to feel separate than. That's what the Three of Swords ultimately does, is it can cause us to feel separate from. And Bridget is reminding you that you are coming back into wholeness. So that's actually the gift showing up here. So what is the integration? What's the outcome? I love this for you, Libra. There's your leap of faith. You have the Fool. This is the grounded action or mindset to carry forward. Now, when the Fool comes in, it's the zero, right? It's the infinity. The Fool doesn't carry baggage, packs lightly. We don't have the stuff from our bags, right, that we were hauling into a U-Haul here and carrying everything with us into the next space, energetically anyway. Yes, some of you could be moving. Yes, some of you could be, hauling in a U-Haul, but it feels like energetically you're not taking all of that with you. You get to start with a clean slate, start fresh here. Believe in yourself, listen to your heart, Libra, and do what gives you joy, because the Fool energy is very playful. It's very joyful. Many of you are stepping into a new life. This could be a new home, a new job, a new partnership. This could be new health. Whatever this is for you, it feels a lot lighter than what you've gone through in the past. This is about your soul self and coming back into that beautiful wholeness that you've been creating. This is about travel. This is about curiosity and self-discovery. This is what is up ahead for you. And this is what you are integrating into your own life and your own mindset. And you are taking action to bring more joy into your world. I'm seeing a beautiful lassie dog here. Now, some of you could connect to dogs. I'm also getting beautiful hydrangeas. There's some peonies here, one of my favorite flowers, peonies in the background. Some of you could be buying yourself flowers, and now I'm hearing that Miley song, buy myself, is it called Flowers, I think, or I can buy myself flowers. So there's something here about, nurturing yourself. Like, you got this. You can do anything you want here. Take that leap of faith. This is taking a risk, but it's a calculated risk, meaning you've thought plenty over this with that hermit. So it's not like you're jumping in blindly, but you're saying to yourself, all right, I believe in myself, Libra. I am listening to my heart and I am moving into what brings me joy. That is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here today. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter or even the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. Thank you so much for tuning in, Libra.